All right, Shalom. This is Power Thumb of the Great Millstone Houston Camp, back with another lesson to edify the elect of the nation of Israel. So before I begin, as always, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah, Ba'asham, Rachakodash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops. Peace, blessing, and salutation. Well, also to the elder, the elder high priest that taught my apostles and elders, and peace, blessing, and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel, which I received is truth, which consists you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all the Israelites scattered abroad. Now, in this lesson, I want to go into the chariots and how these are the vehicles of our salvation. When our people talk about in it salvation, they have no understanding what they're talking about. All right. You Israelites in the so-called Christian church, you will not receive salvation. Okay, you believe that you already are saved, all right, and you already through faith in Jesus that you are already delivered, and that's not true. Okay, this is Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, so what are we enduring unto the end? We're continuing to believe, and our faith is continuing to be made hard and fortified unto the end. What is the end? The end is Esau rulership. The end is when Yahweh Shah returns with the angels riding on so-called UFOs. The same shall be saved. Who shall be saved? The Christianity believes the whole world will be saved. All the people of the earth that believe on Jesus. That's not true. All right, his name is not Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shah, and only the Israelites will receive salvation, and not all Israel, because not all Israel believe on Yahweh Shah. Neither will they believe on the truth. Okay, so it's about the elect of the nation of Israel. You got Israelites that know that they Israel, but they don't believe in 100% truth. Okay, you got Israelites that do believe in 100% truth, but will not endure unto the end. So it's all about enduring unto the end, while believing in 100% truth unto the end, which we have here at the Great Millstone, starting with the apostles on down. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." And we've seen a high level of prophecy being fulfilled once the prophets of which are the Hebrew Israelites, come on the scene, start going out to the highways and the byways, and camps springing up here in America and start springing up around the world. We're seeing events of biblical like proportions, because the gospel is being preached as a witness into all nations, because you have Israelites throughout the four corners of the earth that have to be sealed. And then shall the end come, the end of the so-called white man's rulership in his kingdom. All right. And with so-called white man are you Edomites, starting with your elite all the way down unto the peons. Right? Now, scrolling down to Matthew 24 and verse 30, it says, I started 29, "Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light." This is because of the nuclear war and the smoke and the soot that will be going up. And it says, "And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken." Now this heaven is a condition which these elite Edomites are in their heaven, their heavenly condition. Okay, so they are the stars that will fall out of their power seat. Okay, in verse 30 it says, "And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man, which is Yahweh Shah, in heaven," okay, in the sky. cracking them clouds, so to speak. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And why will the tribes of heaven mourn? Because Yahweh is coming during World War III, when these nuclear missiles will be shot off, to judge and to destroy these heathen nations. It says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect, those that endured unto the end, from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So you got Israelites scattered throughout the four corners of the earth that will be delivered. But the main deliverance, or I should say, in the main deliverance, the main center focus of deliverance is here in America. Now, I want to go here in Revelation 17, then go to 2nd Ezra 13. And let's see. All right. This is Revelation 17 and 14. And these, which is the beast, which consists of the main part of this beast, is the woman that rides upon the scarlet colored beast, which is America. All right. Then you have the rest of the beast, which is NATO in the EU. And it says, these shall make war with the Lamb. All right, so these Edomites are going to make war with Yahweh. This is why they have militarized the heavens, okay, and they have weapons everywhere in space, okay, on Earth, because they plan on fighting the heavenly host when they return to prolong and preserve their kingdom. The Lamb shall overcome them. All right. So victory for Yahweh and the elect. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. That's the elect. All right. So let's get Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, which is a chariot. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, the Lamb. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. So we're coming into the time of the third woe, the war to end all wars, which the Salakia. The war will be waged by the heavenly host. Okay, there will be war on earth, but the ultimate war is going to be brought by Yahweh and the angels. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, which represents Yahweh taking down the authority and dominion of all the heathen nations, starting with Esau, Edom. That's what the many crowns represents. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, and this is his position as the second in the universe under Yahweh. Okay, his authority, his rank, and his position is the name that no man knew. It's not talking about Yahweh Shah. We know Yahweh Shah. So it's talking about his authority and his position and rank that no other Israelite can assume. No other heathen, no other angel can assume his position. All right, as the son of Yahweh. He was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh. All right, this is Yahweh Shah. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. All right. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treaded the winepress of the fierceness of and wrath of Yahweh, of Almighty Yahweh. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And that's what Yahweh Shah is ultimately going to be known as, the King of all kings. See, Esau is a king now, but Esau is above, Yahweh Shah is above Esau. Esau is not above Yahweh Shah. The Israelites will be joint heirs with Yahweh Shah. The Israelites are kings and lords above Esau. Right? So let me get Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom, you so-called white people, with dyed garments from Basra? Okay, we read traded in the wine fat. Okay, in Revelation 19. So he's coming with dyed garments from Basra. All right, what's dyed? How is it dyed? It's stained with these Edomites' blood, but not literally, figuratively, of judgment, and a lot of you Edomites are going to perish. All right, from Basra. This Basra is America, the main place of deliverance and destruction. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. All right, so this is how Yahweh Shah is coming. He's coming traveling on the so-called UFOs in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Save who? The elect of the nation of Israel. All right, I'm going to get this real quick. This is Isaiah 60. And let's see. This is Isaiah 60 and 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? So these are the chariots. The chariots are coming traveling. They're coming flying. All right. This is what Isaiah, was it 30? Let's see. Was it 31? Let's see. Yep. Isaiah 31 and 5. As birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem, which represents the Israelites. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. These are the elect of Israel. Defended also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. So passing over, the elect are going to beam them up, Scotty, into the chariots. And in that moment, their bodies will be changed and will have the second covenant. Okay? And they will go above the firmament of heaven and look down at the destruction of Esau's kingdom and destruction of America. And there we will have a feast. Okay? For lack of better words. Now, let me go back to 63. Isaiah 63 and 2. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treaded in wine fat? Right? This is symbolic. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I would tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood should be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. This is directed to you Edomites. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart. It is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. All right. So judgment upon you Edomites, and deliverance for the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is symbolic. The blood sprinkled upon the garment It's symbolic of Yahweh destroying you Edomites. And he's coming with the angels, but it says there was none with him. Meaning what? Yahweh's anger is what's going to have him destroying you Edomites. Okay? Yahweh representing Yahweh is going to get busy. It says in Revelation that sword came out of his mouth, right? Which represents the laser from the chariots. We're going to go to here, and this will be the last precept. But real quick, I go here to Jude 1:14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. These are Yahweh, the Lord, coming with 10,000 of his saints, representing the angels, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So you Edomites, with your blasphemy, you heathen, and you Israelites are going to get it by Yahweh and the angels. This is 2nd Ezra 13 and let's see, 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved in all the ways thereof. And behold, lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, the angels. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. These different nations' military, especially these Edomites. And wherever the voice went out of his mouth, that sword, the laser beams, all they burned that heard his voice, like the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men. This is the military gathered in the so-called Middle East, the Levant region, right, for World War III. Out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So they're going to turn from fighting each other to fighting Yahweh and the angels. And behold, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. These are the chariots. This is the great chariot, Yahweh coming on. And I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not, because it wasn't a mountain, it was a chariot. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet does fight. Right? This is also in Revelation 15, the war in heaven. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, they coming at him with the jets, and neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and a great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid, and after saw I the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another peaceable multitude. You see, the elect. So Yahweh is coming to destroy and to deliver. Destroy you heathens, all right, and set up the kingdom of heaven with his elect, starting with the 144,000 and the rest of the innumerable multitude. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakadash, Rakatham, Shalom.